Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to What's Up, episode 166. I'm hitting the hills. Second part of my hill hunting campaign. It's 5:35 on Sunday evening, so about a day later than I was supposed to do it. But I've had a lovely day out walking with Obi and the kids and the wife. And well, I say a lovely day. It was a lovely day, but a disappointing venue. The idea was we went to this, what supposedly was this lovely reservoir, walking through beautiful fields and landscape. Actually turned out to be trekking through unkept, overgrown fields down to a reservoir that was completely fenced off, so you couldn't actually get to it anyway, apart from this tiny little sort of picnic section that was cut out of the fence. And the smell of pot was enough to knock you out. This couple with their young kid been sitting there basically just blazing all morning, and it was quite depressing, I gotta say. So anyway, it was a long walk, legs are suitably stretched out, the sun was incredibly shiny and warm, and obviously lovely spending time with the family in Obes. But it's definitely a bit of me time on the bike now. I'm in the car because I've decided to drive to a little village called Brockham, which is about a 10-minute ride, pretty flat, gentle ride to the foot of Box Hill, which is the first of the 3 hills I'm going to be climbing. The list is basically Box Hill, definitely, Leith Hill, definitely, assuming I can find a route to the proper side of it this time, and Whitedown Lane, more than likely, but I'm not going to say definitely, because that's one that I have even less chance of navigating to. Obviously I am geographically challenged, as I've mentioned plenty of times and you've witnessed from previous videos. So the idea is to do Box, Leith, Whitedown Lane. Whitedown Lane is an absolute pig of a climb, probably second only to Hard Knot in terms of its intensity and severity. I mean, I did do it at the end of a pretty heavy sportive, so there's potential there. It's not quite as bad as I remember it, but by all accounts it's not good. All these climbs are in the book. The Surrey cycling climbs of the southeast England, so I can get a 2018 time down for all of these. The only one that I'm definitely going to try and challenge a PB on is Box Hill, mainly because it's been a heck of a long time since my personal best. I've had quite a few goes at it since then as well, with no success. So much so, it was so long ago that it was actually on my Specialized and not my beautiful Cervelo R2. So I owe it to my Cervelo to set a PB. I've got no excuses. Got all the lightweight gear on there. I've got the E-tap. I've got the aero wheels. I've got the fast tyres. The whole bike's about 2 kilograms lighter than the Specialized. So the only reason I won't do a PB up there is myself. So there you go. I've set myself up for a massive fall. Got plenty of hydration on the bike. Well fed. I genuinely have no excuses this time. Hay fever, that's been a bit of a pig, but you know, I've shot 20 squirts of Becconase up each nostril, so I should be alright, to the point where I'll probably fall asleep actually, but yeah, I'm not going to be sneezing or having weepy eyes. So there we go. That is my pre-ride preparation. Let's get it on. Okay, so my warm-up wasn't as long as I was hoping, because I accidentally parked a lot closer to the start of the climb than I'd intended. So I've already done the first few 100 meters before turning around and coming back down again, just to warm my legs up a little bit. So now we hit the actual KOM segment. Ain't it right about now? There we go. And I can go for a PB with what should hopefully be slightly more warmed up legs than they were a minute ago. What I didn't account for by coming this time on this day was the motorbikes. Obviously Sunday is historically motorbike day on Box Hill. The Rikers Cafe at the bottom of the hill is absolutely rammed with motorbikes, and there you go. And that noise is basically echoing all the way through the zigzags, so it won't be quite as traffic free as I was hoping for it to be. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. Let's go for this PB. Okay, I'm looking at the Strava Live segment, and apparently I'm 3 seconds off my PB at the moment, which is good because I've been trying to take it relatively easy so I can attack the last 100 metres or so. So I'm just hoping that the energy that I think I'm saving is there when I get there. Alright, I managed to take 22 seconds off. Isn't too bad. I could definitely have done better if I'd attacked the last section a bit more. Right, Box Hill done, new PB, happy with that. Just managed to use Komoot on my phone to map out a route back down towards Dorking and to hopefully the correct side of Leith Hill. And if it's not the correct side, once I get to the top, I will go down the other side and back up again, just so that I've properly ticked it off. But I had to stop here just to get this view, because it's absolutely stunning with the sun breaking through the clouds. If you can see very clearly behind me. It's just a timely reminder of just what a beautiful area I live in. I'm so lucky. I moan about it a lot, but it's days like this when you get out, the sun's shining, it's not, you know, it's relatively peaceful. I know there's motorbikes and a few sort of sports cars racing up here this evening, but I know if I was still in my teens or early 20s, I'd be doing exactly the same. I'm just enjoying this this beautiful road. So Leith Hill won't be quite as stunning as this, because it's much more densely tree lined and more sort of compact, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. I'm pausing my rides so that I don't keep this camera and the audio that's being recorded on this microphone. I don't have to keep my phone audio recording and my camera recording for the entirety of this route, because the battery will run out and I'll fill up my memory. So I'm having to pause the Wahoo and pause the camera and pause my phone with each sort of important increment of the ride and segment of the ride. So a bit of a pain, but it does mean I'll be forced to stop and just take some of this in. My phone's buzzing. Oh, thank you Jude Williams for the kudos. Buzzes up on my phone. Such an ego trip that, but I like it. Right, anyway, I'm gonna shut up, enjoy the view, get back on the bike. Okay, I'm now navigating myself to, I say myself, with Komoot, to somewhere near the start of the Leith Hill climb. I'm not absolutely sure where the segment starts. I'm just trying to get my roots back up. This is pretty steep, so this feels like this could well be part of Leith Hill. So, yeah, I'm in the big ring at the moment, so that's probably not a good idea. Let's get out of that very quickly. As I mentioned, I will not be going for a PB necessarily on Leith Hill. The last time I did this particular hill was in Ride London, so I already had a fair bit of tiredness in the legs at this point. But
I'm not going to cane it because I know I've got Whitedown Lane to come after this. So, as usual, I'm going to zip my lip, spin my legs. I have a horrible feeling this is the opposite side of Leith Hill, so I didn't really recognise the start section, which means, as I said, I will have to turn round and come back up it the other way once I get over it. I'll keep recording for now, just in case I'm wrong. This all looks so similar. Every climb around here kind of looks like this. But I seem to remember coming down this quite quickly after Ride London, this section. It's a bit of a pig of a climb anyway. Going back up it this way, but I don't think it quite hits the steepness of the other direction. Right, I think I can say with some certainty now, I have absolutely no idea where I am or where I'm going. All the signs, oh hang on, right, so this is now directing me to Leith Hill Road. But is that going to be taking me, it feels like it's just taking me back down where I came up. I cannot for the life of me find the foot of the road that I would have climbed in Ride London, for example. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. This is Leith Hill Road that I'm on now, apparently. I don't think this is the hard part of the climb. I think that's already further down. I don't know. So I do recognise all of this, but I did anyway. And I've just ridden around it, but not necessarily this part or this direction. Just going to keep pedalling up here. See where I end up. Aha. Right. This car park, I'm certain, is where the KOM is usually set. Yep, it is. That's where the KOM is usually set during Ride London. So I have somehow managed to miss out a significant part of Leith Hill from that direction. So apologies. This will now be a, whatever that last, I got a feeling that last climb I did, the big one, was called Boar's Hill or Boar Hill. So I can include that. I'll change the name of the vlog. So I can include that. And I'm now heading towards Whitedown, so hopefully when it takes me to Whitedown Lane, it takes me to the foot of Whitedown Lane. Go. The last time I rode this, I cramped up on a particularly nasty hairpin at about the halfway point. It was not pleasant at all. I still had a fair amount of riding to do after that point, I'll know if I'm going the right way when I get to that particular hairpin. If I'm going up that hairpin, then I'm going from the right side. If not, it's another one that I'm going to have to consider doing again once I get to the other side of it. Okay, that sign there, 18%, looks ominous and suggests to me that I'm going the right way. So, oh, here we go, let's get it on. But now, this all looks very familiar now. Oh yes, indeed. Here we go. I'm trying not to look ahead of me because it looks like it gets considerably worse in about 40 metres. My GPS keeps dropping out, so it's telling me, or it was telling me 0 degrees gradient. I think this is about 13-14%. I've been through a couple of 19% sections back there, I think, and this feels, right at the moment, feels similar. Now, is this the top? I think it could be. It's levelling off. Whew. Well, the likelihood is, for me, that's a PB, because the only other time I've done it, I got cramp at that hairpin, which now I've done it again, I realise was only about maybe 100 metres into the climb, if that, and that's the point where I stopped with cramp. So, right, before I disappear down the other side, I'm going to pull over and try and now work out the route back to the car. Oh, that's good. White down lane done. Whew. Oh, haven't cramped up yet. Done. Whew. Pleased with that. Let me park my bike somewhere. Oh, I'm only taking this off because I've got to try and get the sweat out of my brow and out of my eyes. Whew. White down, done, without cramp. I know it's not at the end of like a 100-mile ride, but it's still a pretty tough climb. And that is now definitely 2 I can tick off the list with box as well. Leith Hill, I'm not sure yet, because I definitely passed through what I recognise as being the top of the climb from Ride London, but I passed through it on what I thought was my sort of second loop back around, and I definitely hadn't done that much climbing before I hit that point. So I think I've sort of missed out the base of it and somehow joined on sort of 2/3 of the way up. But I'm going to look up whatever that other climb was, which I think was called Boars Hill or something like that, and because that was a solid sort of 12-13%, I think, for a while. I'll have to check back, but certainly felt like a big climb. So that might be in the book, but it was a decent climb nonetheless. Right, I'm going to get my Komoot out now and try and work out the way back to the car. Right, hills are done. back down where I recognise on the main dual carriageway that goes through to Box Hill, and I know now where Dobby is, so just heading back there now. I've got to say, that was a really pleasurable ride. Right, hang on, I've just got to try and negotiate this strange roundabout for a second. Okay, roundabout negotiated, and I'm actually now on the road that I will call Dobby Road, because I know my car is just up here waiting. Yeah, that was a really, really lovely ride. I thoroughly recommend that to anybody that lives around this way. Check out the hills, go out on a sunny weekend evening. Look, oh, here we go. Look, Dobby's arrived. There he is in all his beauty. I'll show you, look. It's been Von-Too'd, WKG'd, which is peeling off because I didn't realise these weren't going to be waterproof in any way, these stickers, so I've got some new ones being made. Yeah, seriously, that was so lovely. Such a lovely ride. Obviously got a couple of PBs, which is always nice. I'm just going to plonk you, where am I going to plonk you? I've got to try and put everything in the car. Let me turn the lights off. End ride, turn that off. Yeah, I didn't get cramp, which is really nice. A pleasant surprise considering the amount of climbing. Sorry, the camera's going to be all over the place for a second because I'm trying to find my keys so I can actually get back in the car. What have I done with them? Yeah, I've just added one more label to the car. Right, let's just put you there momentarily, just while I load up the bike. For all the stick I get about this car, for cycling, there is nothing better. Mainly because of the size, but also because I bought it so cheap that I don't really care what kind of state it gets inside. I'm happy to throw my bike in even after a horrible, grubby, dirty ride. If I had anything nicer or more expensive, it would bother me. The fact is, if ever Emma uses this car and the kids get in it, it gets trashed anyway. So it's always going to be a struggle to keep it nice, but it does mean I can be completely relaxed and use it basically as my cycling van. Right, change my shoes, gloves off. This is going to be a really hard one to edit because I've stopped and started the video, I've stopped and started the audio recording, stopped and started my Wahoo element, and obviously to get the data overlay there's going to be loads of fit files, loads of video files, and loads of audio files all to sync up, which should be fun. Right, I'm going to get the bike. He's in. All right, I'm going to jump in. All right, so I'm just going to go home, check out which roads I did actually cover and which ones I didn't that I was expecting to. Put some numbers from Strava into the book and actually have some dinner. It's 8:30 now. I haven't eaten. Actually what I did try, it's the first time I've tried this one, and it was quite nice. The white chocolate and macadamia nut Cliff Bar. I've had about a third of that. It's quite tasty but really dry, and I needed moisture today, that's for sure. Just before I go, this might be of interest to some people, but there's potential that I can actually get Mrs. Marcus Neal, Emma, to get back involved in the What the F vlogs. I'll be honest, I found it really funny, and mainly because she wasn't acting, she just is like that, and 90% of the time it's bloody annoying, I'll be honest. But I do find it really funny, and the main reason I think we could get her going again is because she's sort of kind of gone off the rails a bit in terms of her exercise and diet regime that she was on, and we're getting closer to the date that we're going to Mallorca, and she's panicking about it. So I think I've devised a plan whereby I'm going to get her to actually commit to some kind of contract whereby I control her exercise structured routine between now and the time we go. So basically she'll be signing away her right to say, no, my arse hurts, or no, I'm too tired, or no, it's too hot, or no, I'm not putting that spandex on, or
all those things that she uses as excuses not to do the exercise that I know she can do and I know she would eventually really enjoy. So that's the plan. I'm going to try and get her to I'm going to sign up some kind of agreement and get her to sign it, and then we can get the What the F vlogs back on the road. Anything else I can tell you? Oh, all the Giro t-shirts have gone. Thank you so much. I don't think I've sold that many t-shirts that quickly. It was phenomenal. So they've all gone. So sorry, anyone that wants one. The kit order, this is something. I'll have to check exactly what it is, but the kit order is done, it's been submitted and all the rest of it. But I brought some shop stock as well. And I think I've managed to note roughly what will be available after the pre-orders have been taken care of. I think I know roughly what will be available for both men and women in socks, gloves, some gilets, I think, and jerseys, and possibly some bibs. So I'll get the full details of those and let you know. So anybody that did miss out on the order, there are still some available. That's probably it. Don't think there's anything else much to tell you. Oh, no, I'll save that for another. I've got some. It's not. I was going to say some really big news, but it's big news for me personally. Not necessarily. It does affect the vlogs, but doesn't. Anyway, I'll save that for another time. Tomorrow, race 8 o'clock. One time for volcano climb. It's the league race round 9. Oh my god! Of course, there was something I had to tell you. I meant to put this on Facebook as well. I've made a mistake in the race list because I've got 12 rounds in there because I didn't count the 2 stages as 2 separate rounds when I put the provisional calendar together. So one of the races, which is actually next Sunday's race, so Sunday the 10th, that isn't happening, that race. We've got one too many races in the schedule at the moment. The reason it was there is because I had scheduled to have a race on that Sunday, but forgot I've got the Davina McCall, did I say too many D's then? The Davina McCall Action Medical Sportif on that day. I'd put one in originally for that and then moved it, but forgot obviously to delete it, so that's why that one's still showing in the calendar. So apologies for the confusion. We have the Monday race and then I believe 3 more after that, which will make it 12 rounds, including the double stage race we did, which counts as 2 rounds. Does that make sense? I think it does. Anyway, I'll put a message on Facebook. Right, that really is it now. I've managed to talk nearly all my way home, which isn't like me at all. So again, thank you very much for watching. Keep riding. See you at the race on Monday, and have a good one.